Hey y'all, welcome to Camirra's Kitchen. I have had a lot of requests to do some breakfast videos, so today I'm going to show you how to do some skillet potatoes, some grits, as well as some nice fluffy eggs, and I serve this with some mixed berries. This is a great, easy breakfast. Now guys, don't forget to check out my ebook in the description box, and we're going to go ahead and get started with these skillet potatoes. Now, I have already cut up about 4 medium small potatoes, and they're a decent little size. I've had them in some water so that they don't turn brown. I am actually going to parboil these potatoes in about a tablespoon of low sodium chicken bouillon with a nice generous amount of salt. This is the first chance you get to flavor those potatoes, and just parboil them for about 5 to 7 minutes. You do not want them to be mushy. If they get mushy, you're going to have to make mashed potatoes. Okay, you're going to have to start over. All right. Now, in my skillet, I am going to be cooking some bacon for about 3 minutes, and then I'm going to add 8 ounces of sausage. Now, you could cook the bacon all the way and then take it out and then do the sausage, but I didn't want to do that, okay? I didn't want to do all of that, so I'm just going to start the bacon first, and then I'm going to cook them together for about 7 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes until they're nice and brown and you've gotten a lot of the fat. And then you want to take out the meat but leave whatever grease has rendered. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter because actually there wasn't all that much grease. I'm then going to put in my parboiled and drained potatoes, and I'm just going to let them chill for about 2 minutes, and I'm not going to move them. Then I'm going to add some salt-free Cajun seasoning and some Tony seasoning, and then I'm going to just gently begin to stir them, and a little bit of garlic powder as well. Now, you don't want to be rough with this because you don't want to break the potatoes up too much, but you do want them to be nice and crispy, so you don't want to be flipping them all of the time. If you do that, you're not going to end up getting the color that you're looking for. Once I've turned them, I'm then going to go in with some green and red bell pepper and about half of a medium onion. I like my onions and peppers to kind of caramelize a little bit, so I'm going to add them in earlier. If you want them a little crunchier, you can add them about 2 to 3 minutes before you're done cooking the potatoes. But once I add this, I am then going to put in a little bit extra butter because the pan is actually a little dry. I'm going to add a little bit of rosemary because if you don't know, rosemary and potatoes, baby, taste so good. I'm going to cover this up, and I'm going to cook this on medium-low for about 3 minutes undisturbed. I'm then going to take off the cap, and I'm going to stir everything around a little bit. You should see that it's getting brown, and then I'm going to cover it again for about 3 to 4 more minutes. Now, how much longer it takes to cook depends on how big you cut your pieces. So at this point, you just watch it and taste it and see if it's good. Now, mine were pretty much done, so I'm going to go in with some more seasoning. I like a little bit of Old Bay, a little bit of salt, a little bit of extra salt-free Cajun seasoning, and then mine were tasting pretty good at this point. So I'm going to stir all these seasonings around, and then I'm going to go in and add my meat. Now, if you don't do pork, because I know some of y'all don't do the Piggly Wiggly, I got you. Just use turkey breakfast sausage, turkey bacon, but you just add extra butter because you're not going to get as much fat. Let this warm up for about 2 minutes, and y'all, you have some delicious skillet potatoes. Now, I have been sent some flavored grits by a company called Heaven Made. Okay, this is a small mom and pop Christian company that reached out to me, asked me if I'd try their flavored grits. I was like, I don't know about no flavored grits, but I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. So they sent me all these flavors, but today I'm going to be trying the spicy southern grits. Now in the description box, you're going to see a link to their site and a discount code. Now, I'm just going to follow the instructions. Now, one of the first things it says is put, half a stick of butter in there. I feel like, we already off to a good start. Okay, you got half a stick of butter in your grits. Okay, you already done, you already doing something. Okay, now I'm going to whisk in the grits before it comes to a boil. I like to do that to prevent lumps. And then I'm going to cut this on low, and in total, I cooked these grits for about 25 minutes. Now, the only way that I did deviate from the instructions is that I ended up adding about half of a cup of half and half just because I'm very used to just adding a little cream to my grits. But I did taste it before I put the cream in. And to be honest, you could eat it without it. They are actually some Very exceptionally good grits. I didn't need to add any other seasoning. So I 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay, these grits are actually delicious. I feel like you could even go in with a little cheese grits thing. This did actually have a little spice. They were great. Now I'm also going to be adding in some eggs. So I'm going to be cracking 3 eggs into my bowl, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of half and half, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper. I feel like scrambled eggs is something that a lot of people feel like is like really obvious or really easy on how to get right. But actually, I feel like there is really a technique to getting some fluffy eggs. So I like to go in with the half and half, little salt, little pepper. And I actually whisk these for a good 30 to 45 seconds to put a little air in them. And then I'm going to heat up my little mini skillet. And I have heated this up on like medium low. I'm going to add a little butter. I'm going to put in some chopped up tomatoes, some chopped up green onion, and a little bit of Tony's Creole Seasoning. And I'm just going to saute this for about 2 minutes. Then I'm going to add in my eggs. Now, one thing that's really important is that you do not have the heat on a high temperature. It needs to be on like a lower temperature so that the eggs don't cook too quickly and get pebbly. Once I add in my egg mixture, I'm going to just let it sit for about 20 to 30 seconds. And then I'm just very slowly going to push the outside into the inside. And then the outside, what's in the inside will just go to the outside and start to cook. You will start to get nice big pieces of scrambled eggs instead of like tiny little pebbly pieces. I follow this technique until it's about 90% done. Then I take it off the heat and I let it finish cooking the rest of the way while it kind of sits on the plate. Now, you'll see in my plated up eggs, I don't have any veggies because the hubs came, he ate these eggs really quickly. And so I just made some more eggs, but without the vegetables for my plate. So it's the same technique, whether you put vegetables in it or not. Now, let me know in the comments if you would like some more breakfast recipes and what type of recipes you would like to see. Now, one big tip, do not let the eggs just chill out in the pan or else they will definitely overcook. Now, this is the finished meal. Everything was absolutely delicious. Please let me know if you like this. Just know that I love you and Jesus loves you. God bless everyone who watches my channel. And I know for sure I'm going to see you next time in Camirra's Kitchen. Goodbye and God bless.